Major freight rail companies and unions struck a, quote, tentative deal to avert a national rail strike. President Biden said the deal would see, quote, better pay, improved working conditions, and peace of mind around their healthcare costs for workers. Schumer celebrated the news on the Senate floor Thursday. The New York Democrat said, quote, this is exactly the sort of outcome that will keep our economy going, our supply chains running, and most importantly, our workers taken well care of.
Madam President, last night, as most Americans were in bed asleep, freight rail companies and unions representing tens of thousands of workers secured a tentative agreement that will keep the trains running on time and keep our economy moving. And the best part is that union leadership, representing tens of thousands of railway workers who have worked themselves to the bone over the course of the pandemic, seem to have secured the higher pay and better working conditions for their members. Railway workers have earned that pay and those benefits through blood, sweat, and tears, and I hope it will make it easier for other workers in future negotiations to secure stronger benefits. This is exactly the sort of outcome that will keep our economy going, our supply chains running, and, most importantly, our workers taken well care of. The episode is a reminder of an evergreen truth that people underappreciate even now. Workers are what make the wheels of our economy turn, in this case, literally. I want to thank President Biden, Secretary Walsh. She was steadfast and dedicated, and a word that we've used for our Senate caucus, he persisted and persisted and persisted. And I want to thank every single union representative and rail worker who negotiated in good faith to reach this outcome. Excuse me. Now I have a few short remarks to say on marriage equality. Negotiators have been meeting practically every single day. Senate negotiators, Democrat and Republican, have been meeting practically every single day this week to find a path forward. There will be a meeting later today between both sides, and I look forward to seeing what progress Republicans make to reach the magic number of 10. The onus is right now on our Republican colleagues to demonstrate they're serious about passing marriage equality into law. Every single Democrat is for it, but of course we need 60 votes. Let me be clear. My number one priority is to pass legislation. It's an issue that will have profound consequences for millions of Americans in same-sex marriages and who identify as LGBTQ. To downplay this issue, to let it pass by, or to act as if we can put it off for another time is not the right thing to do. We should do it now. That's why we're so eager to get 10 Republicans to support the bill. And across the street from here, we have all heard Justice Clarence Thomas and his fellow MAGA Republican justices surely waiting for the chance to one day follow through on his threat, Justice Thomas's threat, to drag same-sex marriage rights back under the spotlight of the Supreme Court. That thought should send a shiver down all of our spines. So I want to thank my colleagues, from Senators Baldwin to Sinema to Collins and others, for continuing their talks. I'm glad to give them the space to lead these negotiations because this needs to be done and done right. Finally, one more point on marriage. But for the sake of tens of millions of Americans, we need to get this done. And I hope we have 10 Republicans who are willing to raise their hands and push this process forward. Finally, on judges. It was another productive week here on the Senate floor when it comes to confirming more judicial nominees. On Monday, we completed the confirmation process for Salvador Mendoza to sit on the Ninth Circuit. Then we confirmed Lara Montecalvo to sit on the First Circuit. And later this morning, we'll vote to confirm Sarah Miriam to be on the Second Circuit. We also will return to the nomination of Ariana Freeman to the Third Circuit as soon as possible. That brings our total for the month of September to 5 circuit court judges. And we now have confirmed more than 80 judicial nominees to the federal bench. On numerous occasions, it has been with bipartisan votes, and I want to thank my Republican colleagues who joined us in voting for these fine nominees. So, to the Judiciary Committee, Senator Durbin, and all of my colleagues, I say great work. Let's keep going. I yield the floor and note the absence of a quorum.
The clerk will call the roll.
Ms. Baldwin.